Shalom, I hope you all are doing well. I am blessed and I'm back again with a quick video. I just wanted to come back and piggyback off of my last video titled, Esau is Scared and Feeling a Sense of Impending Doom, Their Destruction Prophesied in the Book of Obadiah. I wanted to go ahead and look at some more supporting precepts, verses that focus on the judgment of Edom and the restoration of Israel. And these verses connect with the same ideas or the same judgments that we see in the book of Obadiah. So let's go ahead and start in the book of Malachi, chapter 1, starting at verse 1, where it says, "The burden of the word of Yahuwah to El Yasharel by Malachi." It reads, "I have loved you, says Yahuwah, yet ye say, wherein have you loved us? Was not Esau Yaakov's brother, says Yahuwah? Yet I loved Yaakov, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." As you can see in these verses, the Most High is declaring his love for Israel. However, the Israelites questioned his love. This made Yahuwah compare his treatment of Jacob to Esau. And although Esau was Jacob's brother, Yahuwah said that he hated Esau, meaning he also rejected his descendants. Aside from the rejection, the Most High said that he would make Esau's land desolate. Ezekiel chapter 35 verses 3 through 4 reads, "Say to it, Thus says Yahuwah Elohim, Behold, I am against you, Mount Seir, and I will stretch out my hand against you, and make you a desolate and a waste." Jeremiah 49:17 says, "Edom shall become a horror. Everyone who passes by it will be horrified and will hiss because of all its disasters." Now let's go back to Malachi chapter 1. We're going to go to verse 4 where it says, "Whereas Edom says, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says Yahuwah Sabaoth, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahuwah has indignation forever." So Edom seems to think that when the Most High judge them, that they can rebuild, that they have the power to override the judgment of the Most High. The Most High said that if Esau even attempts to rebuild, that he will personally tear it down. This is the judgment of Yahuwah. His judgment is final and irreversible. Edom is labeled as the land of wickedness, meaning they are permanently marked for destruction because of their rebellion against the Most High. Historically, Edom was known for its hostility toward Israel. We can find that in Obadiah 1:10 through 14. These verses confirm that Edom remain under divine wrath, and they will not escape it. I don't care how they make up fiction stories about being raptured up. How could it be that the Most High created the beginning and the end, and you all seem to think that you can add to the prophecies that you will be raptured up? You must not know who you are, and you must not know that Yahuwah's judgment isn't temporary for you, but perpetual. Because unlike Israel, whom Yahuwah chastises but restores, Edom is completely rejected and have no repentance. Let's now take a look at Joel chapter 3 and verse 19, where it reads, "Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Yehudah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land." Besides the fact that the Most High judged Egypt and Edom, he caused their lands to be desolate. I want to point out something very important in which people don't really understand, and that is Judah and the Israelites are separate. The house of Judah and the house of Israel are still separate. As you can see here In Joel chapter 3 and verse 19, it points out specifically that Edom did violence against the children of Judah. Well, Judah's only one tribe. There's 12 tribes of Israel. But if you know the historical context and the division of Israel and Judah, then you know that after King Solomon's reign, the kingdom of Israel split into two separate nations. The northern kingdom, which is 10 tribes, and then the southern kingdom, Yehudah, which is mostly 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin, along with some Levites. By Joel's time, the northern kingdom, Israel, had already been destroyed by Assyria and taken into captivity. Therefore, Edom's violence was primarily against Yehudah, the kingdom that remained. Now, for those of you who don't know much about this, you can find this information in 1 Kings chapter 11, verses 29 through 39. It's the prophecy of the split of Israel and Judah. And then you can also find more information on the actual division in 1 Kings chapter 12, verse 1 through 24. Now, this is your homework that I'm giving you if you don't already know this, because it doesn't help if I just come on here and spoon feed you like the pastors did, in the church, where you didn't go back and check behind them. I need you to go ahead and do your own due diligence to make sure that what I'm telling you is correct. Plus, you want to know the story. Okay, so now let's turn our attention to Isaiah. We're going to look at chapter 63, starting at verse 1. And this is going to be a vision of the destruction of Edom, but it's going to use a symbol. And it says, "Who is this that comes from Edom with dyed garments from Bethsora? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore are you red in your apparel, and your garments like him that treads in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth." Have you all figured out the symbolism yet? In which is kind of beating around the bush about something that's a very graphic vision of what's going to happen when Yahushua judge Edom. Edom, of course, Esau, is the enemy of Yahuwah's people, the Israelites. And Bethsora in verse 1 is a major city in Edom. And the one coming from Edom is the Messiah, and he's returning in judgment. Okay, his garments are dyed, in which suggests his robe is stained with blood. But why? The red stained garments are compared to someone stumping grapes in the winepress. This is a powerful symbol of judgment. And I just want to make this very clear, crystal clear, that this is going to happen, because even though we keep saying it's a symbol or almost symbolic, the way that the story is told, it's graphic, but it's not. I don't know if that made any sense to you, but what I'm saying is that it's not straightforward, but you can tell that it's very graphic. I mean, you can pretty much tell what's going on. You know what a wine press is, right? And you know that when you're pressing those grapes, a lot of grape juice comes out, in which is the explanation as to why the Messiah's garments were stained. As you can see, this is a very powerful judgment, and just as those grapes were crushed, so will Yahusha crush his enemies. I apologize, family. I'm very stuffy from my allergies, and no matter how much allergy medication I take, I still feel like I'm stuffy, but I want to make these videos and I want to get this information out. Let's look at verse 3 again. It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Oh my gosh, guys. I mean, listen, if I was Esau, I would definitely, try my best to figure out a way to be a slave, to be something other than a grape. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way over to Revelations chapter 14, verses 19 and 20. And I want to kind of make this a thing now when I make videos to tell you all, anybody who might be a Gentile or a heathen that's watching, that the Israelites, we use a special formula when we're reading our history book, the Bible. In Isaiah chapter 28, verses 9 and 10, it tells us to read precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Meaning, to get a good understanding of the Bible, we must put different verses together that repeat themselves, commandment on commandment. You find a little bit of information here, a little bit of information there, or you might find the same information in various places. Now, that's exactly what we're going to do here in Revelations chapter 14, 19, and 20. Let's go there. Okay, so this is just the regular King James Version. It says, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. Okay, so let's look at this sickle here, because sometimes these words kind of throw you off. But what the angel is doing is he's using his sickle to harvest the wicked for judgment. And a sickle is this picture here that I'm showing you, where a farmer might go in and he'll kind of cut his harvest out. So the sickle is a tool for harvesting, symbolizing divine reaping, either for salvation, righteousness, or destruction of the wicked. In this case, it's for the destruction of the wicked. So in this context, Yahusha is the righteous vine, and the earth is the wicked vine. Okay, so if you look at 19, it says, and the angel thrust his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth. Remember, the earth represents like the wicked vine. And he cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. And we've already studied this. The winepress is for the wicked, who will be crushed in Yahuwah's wrath. And this mirrors Obadiah chapter 1, verses 15 through 16, where Edom and the other nations are judged and will drink from the cup of destruction. And it reads, for the day of Yahuwah is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Okay, so going back up to verse 20 in Revelations, where it says, by the space of 1,600 furlongs, that's about 180 miles is what I'm researching, roughly the length of Israel. But this could imply judgment covering the entire land, possibly Israel or the entire earth, which I will not pretend to know, but there's going to be a lot of blood that comes out of the winepress, and it's going to cover the space of about 180 miles, in which in my research shows that that's about 1,600 furlongs. So I don't know, guys. I mean, that's as far as I've studied that. Maybe if you can look into it further, but I've learned all I need to know at this point. I mean, if you guys find something else, let me know. You can correct me. I don't mind, but that's what I've studied this far. Okay, family, I'm going to end this here with kind of a summary for Revelations, where the sickle is the divine reaping of the harvest of judgment, and the vine of the earth is the wicked and rebellious nations, with Esau being the top nation. The winepress is Yah's wrath, crushing his enemies, and the blood up to the horse bridles is massive destruction. Massive. That's why I said that's all I need to know. I don't need to really know any measurements. If you guys find measurements, that's fine. So with that being said, the 1,600 furlongs just means widespread judgment. It's going to be a massive, widespread judgment. This video could have been so much longer, family. I have Bible verses for days, information for days that I want to share with you in regards to this topic. So I may just come back with a part 3. But until then, family, this concludes my message. May the Most High bless you all. Thank you for all of your support. I really love and appreciate you all. I'm always praying for you. And just remember Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, that he that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. It may not be an easy walk, but we are definitely in it together. Until my next video, family, shalom.